Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing today on Wednesday? Another cold day in Elliott Lake. I know I chose not to go to Mexico this year because I thought this is where I need to be. So, no complaints about the weather. I just have to keep warm and cozy on the inside, right? So, welcome back. Welcome back to day 3 of our Path to Happiness series. If you don't know who I am, you're on my channel. This is Linda G. Robert, your Back in the Groove Again coach, your travel coach and travel agent with travel only. So yesterday, we talked about laying the foundation by taking full responsibility for our happiness. So today, we're talking about the pillars of the soul. We'll talk about mindset and resilience. Now, these pillars are really important, as you know, just like all the other things about the house. They're important to support your happiness, especially when life gets tough. So, we're going to start with mindset. And I want you to think of your mindset as the lens through which you view the world. So, it's that half glass full and half glass empty kind of perspective, right? Are you looking at life through a lens of scarcity and negativity? The half is empty, or the glass is half empty, for example. Are you looking at it from abundance and positivity? So the glass is always full or always half full. You know, a positive mindset helps you focus on gratitude and seize opportunities and grow from your experience rather than, being stuck in problems and feeling like you're limited with your options. So here's an example, classical example. Imagine you're in a long lineup at Tim Hortons. You're waiting for your morning coffee or maybe your muffin. Now, a negative mindset might have you feeling annoyed, thinking, why is this line so slow this morning? We talked about contraction yesterday when we feel contracted. So yesterday, that negative type of energy. Now, you might think, oh, this is such a waste of time. I'm wasting my time. But a positive mindset might reframe that situation as an opportunity to pause, to relax before a busy day, before you go to school, for example, or before you meet your friend, for example. It's time to relax. It's just time to take a moment here to appreciate the coffee that's waiting for you or that muffin that's waiting for you. Or maybe you can also use that time to check in with yourself and maybe do a deep breathing exercise while you're waiting in line. So now you're expanding your energy. You're working on that positive energy. You're sending love and gratitude feelings to yourself. You're sending it your way and you're noticing a shift in energy. So that shift in perspective doesn't change, obviously, the lineup, right? The line is still going to be the same, but it changes your experience of it. And that's the power of mindset. So here's a practical tip for you. You want to start small. Next time you're in a situation like that, try to find one positive thing about it. Now, it could be the smell of the fresh coffee, like I'm using the example of Tim's. It could be the friendly staff, or I can't wait to talk with that friendly staff. Or simply the chance to slow down for a moment because maybe you've got a really busy day ahead of you. So you may also consider trying something like this, like at the end of each day, write down 3 things that you're grateful for. And they don't have to be big things because small wins, small things count just as much. So this practice trains your brain to notice the good, even when life feels challenging. Because we tend to think negative. Our brain views life sometimes as negative. Our default way of thinking is negative. So this gratitude list, This forcing yourself to look at things in a positive way retrains your brain. And then over time, you'll notice the good instead of the bad, even when life is challenging. Like when life is challenging, you might notice it that it's bad, but you're not going to linger in that negative feeling. You're going to be able to quickly go, there is something good about this. I know I'm gonna figure it out. There is always something good about this, even though it feels challenging right now. All right, let's talk about resilience. So resilience is your ability to bounce back from a tough situation. So it's not about avoiding the challenges, right? Sometimes you can't avoid those challenges, they will happen. But it's your ability to recover and to grow stronger from these challenges. I want you to think of a time in your life that things didn't go as planned. And it happens. Maybe you had big plans for retirement, for example, like traveling. Maybe you wanted to pursue hobbies. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family. But then something happened, something unexpected happened. Some unexpected challenges came up. Perhaps health issues, financial setbacks, or maybe changes in relationships disrupted those plans. I find, oftentimes when it comes to retirement, that sometimes we have plans to do things with our partner, but then our partner gets sick, and of course, those plans change. So it's moments like these that we can easily be disappointed. We can feel that disappointment. We can feel stuck and not know what to do. But here's the thing: these situations don't have to define you. Instead, they can become stepping stones towards something better. For example, maybe you had to put a dream on hold because of an unforeseen circumstances. Yes, that's possible. But while disappointing at first, this might lead you to something completely different. Like in my case, the fact that I've chosen, it was a choice in this case, the fact that I've chosen not to go to Mexico this year can feel like a Debbie Downer because, every time I go outside, it's cold like crazy. So it could be perceived as a disappointment that I'm not going to Mexico this year. But the fact that I'm here in Elliott Lake right now leads me to discover new things that are going on here. I shared that yesterday. New clubs. I'm going to be doing, stained glass in a few weeks as soon as they fix the I think it was the heating system. So while it can be disappointing at the very beginning, it could lead you down to discover new things, like maybe volunteering opportunities, or maybe learning a new skill, or reconnecting with old friends. So that shift in focus not only gives you something meaningful to invest your time in, but it also helps you to see that happiness isn't tied to a single outcome. Remember, we talked about when I retire, I'm going to get happy. Well, that means that we were tying happiness to external circumstances, right? The retirement. But shifting your mindset and building that resilience muscle helps you to see that happiness isn't tied to one specific thing. And it really does start from, inside of you. So here's another practical tip for you. So when something doesn't go as planned, and it happens, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What new opportunities might this create? Now, I want to say that it doesn't mean we won't feel that disappointment because, maybe we were looking forward to doing something or to spending more time with her spouse during our retirement. So we're going to feel that disappointment. And it's okay to feel that. Just don't linger in it for too long, right? Acknowledge I'm disappointed. You might even journal about it. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later. So journal about how you feel that disappointment and then shift it. Start thinking about what can you learn from this experience? What new opportunities what might this create for me, for us, if you're talking about when you're in a relationship with somebody, for example. So embracing this mindset opens doors to unexpected joy and unexpected growth. And of course, to strengthen your mindset and resilience muscle, it's important to have daily practices that keep you grounded and keep you centered. So here's a couple of practices to consider. So I'm just going to look here to see if I've got any comments. No. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. One of the first practices, and I do these practices, okay? So what I'm going to mention are things that I do. Meditation is one of the practices. Now, you could start your day with a 5-minute mindfulness session to clear your mind, to be in silence for a few minutes. Now, I do that once in a while. In fact, a few years ago, when I lived in the Ottawa area, I went on a silent retreat. I actually did that twice. I also did a silent day, which was very different, very strange at first. So it was quite an experience that I didn't think I'd be able to do, but of course I did it, right? Or you may want to start with a 5-minute gratitude meditation, for example. So meditation is a great way to start your day. Now, you might want to consider using affirmations. So to repeat positive affirmations to set the tone for your day. So I'm going to give you quite a few examples here. And then it'll give you some ideas of how you can write yours. So today is a fresh day, and I embrace it with positivity and gratitude. I'm in control of my thoughts and choose to focus on the good in my life. I'm capable, strong, and ready to handle anything that comes my way. Even if you don't believe it, when you say it, you feel it, all right? So here's another one. I believe in myself and my ability to succeed. I'm grateful for this day and the opportunities it will bring. I appreciate the small joys in life and cherish each moment. Right? So when you say these affirmations, feel that love, feel that joy inside of you. And you'll notice a shift. You'll notice a shift because when you start thinking positive things and you start feeling positive things, your brain does release some feel-good hormones. And you'll notice, it's the same thing when you start laughing. You'll notice that you start feeling good. You almost forgot what was bothering you. All right. So we've talked about meditation and we've talked about positive affirmations. And now let's talk a little bit more about journaling. So to write down and to reflect on your challenges, what you learned from them, and to reflect on your successes as well, right? To be alone with your thoughts and processing what you experienced during the day. Maybe focusing on the good things that happened. That will strengthen that positivity muscle. Now, one practice that I've tried and I've kind of enjoyed it, it was really strange to do it, was to look at what I have in my apartment. Now, you may know this. I moved here November 1st. And a few days, no, it was about a few weeks before I went to Portugal last October. I thought that I wouldn't like walking into an empty apartment. So, and I visualized myself walking into an empty apartment and I felt, oh, I didn't like the feeling at all. So what did I do? That meditation, that visualization really helped me to shift my perspective about how I was going to walk into my apartment. What I decided to do was to book some time. I called a friend and I said, listen, I'm thinking of going to Elliott Lake. She said, great. And I told her why I was thinking of going, because I wanted to get some furniture. Now, make a long story short, I went to that Grace's church and I picked up a lot of new furniture. So now when I look at my apartment, although it's not full, I feel so grateful for having asked my friend to come with me because I didn't know about this church. I feel so grateful for having found that at Grace's church, they offer lunches and they have flea markets on Thursdays too. I'm so grateful because I have furniture in my apartment. I don't care if it's not new, but when I look at what I do have in my apartment, it makes me feel really good, right? So take a look at what you have in your house, in your apartment. When you go outside for a walk, take a look at what's around you and feel that gratitude that you have in your life, right? Even the tiniest little things. And you might have a little bit of fun with it. For example, you might want to look at an object that you have on your table and go, wow, I really appreciate having you sit on my table, because every time I look at you, you bring joy in my life. So these are just examples of how spending time with you, within you, to look at things around you or to even journal after that experience, you'll notice that you'll start feeling really good about yourself. And you're going to tap into that positivity muscle. So these practices, they're like workouts for your soul, right? And we might not think they are, but they really, really are. The more you do them, the stronger your pillars of the mindset, your pillars of the soul, and your resilience will be. So, like yesterday and the day before and any other of my lives, I'm going to give you some questions to reflect on. So if you have a pen, you may want to write them down, and I'll take my time here when I read them for you. So here's a question here for you. What thoughts or beliefs have been holding me back? We talked about beliefs and thoughts in the past. How can I reframe them positively now? So what thoughts or beliefs have been holding me back? And how can I reframe them positively? I love where I live. So instead of me saying, oh, I hate that word too, but I hate where I am. There's nothing to do here, right? That is the belief that I have about where I am. Well, I need to reframe that and say, you know what? There are a lot of opportunities here, like I shared yesterday, right? Reframing them in a positive way. There are a lot of opportunities with me for me here, and I can't wait to discover them. That's an example. So that's a question number one. What thoughts or beliefs have been holding me back? How can I reframe them positively? And here's question number two. Recall a challenging situation where you demonstrated resilience. And what did you learn from it? So think about a challenging situation where you were resilient, where you did bounce back. Might have taken some time, but you did. And what did you learn from that challenging situation? And here's question number three. What daily practices can I implement to strengthen my mindset and resilience? So what daily practices can I implement to strengthen my mindset and resilience? And we talked about meditation. We talked about journaling. We talked about positive affirmations. These are just some examples, but I want you to think of what are things that you can do every day. Maybe it's in the morning, maybe it's in the afternoon, whatever it is, that strengthens how you view the world, right? Your mindset and your resilience. All right, so today we've explored how cultivating a positive mindset and building resilience are key pillars in supporting your happiness. And of course, by focusing on these areas, you will be better equipped to handle life's ups and downs with grace and strength. And of course, if you want to know what your happiness set point is, go to my website, lindagrobert.com/happiness hyphen questionnaire. When you download that, you'll get some different questions and you'll know what your happiness set point is right now. And now we're talking about how you can change that happiness set point. So go to my website, lindagrobert.com/happiness hyphen questionnaire. Now, tomorrow, we're talking about something different. Of course, we're going to dive into the pillars of the heart, our emotions, and relationships. So thank you again for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow. Now I notice, somebody's left again. I was going to ask you, if you're watching this on the replay, please write down in the comments section where you are viewing me from. I'd love to know where you're where you're viewing me from. And of course, if you've decided to practice meditations, even writing down some great things that you're grateful for, or writing down some positive affirmations, or journaling, if you've decided to try that, write it down in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you've tried, right? This is what it's about. It's little tiny steps to build that muscle, right? That resilience muscle and that mindset muscle. So I've noticed that somebody is watching me, which is great. Hello. And again, write it down in the comments section where you're viewing me from when you're going to be watching this on the replay. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow it's 12 noon. Not like today, it's going to be 12 noon tomorrow. All right, so I'm just noticing if there are any questions before I go. I don't see anything right now. All right, I will see you mañana. Je vais vous voir demain. I will see you tomorrow. Hasta mañana. À demain. Bye. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.